music down. I think the cops are here. Oh, wait. Oh, that's my car. Okay, Rudy's Resurrection fans, the moment has arrived. The donor car is here. 2006 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. So this is going to be the Crown Vic introduction episode. Let's take her for a spin. Okay, so I've had this car for a few months now, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with how well these Crown Victorias drive. They are really stable. Suspension is really stiff in them, which I think is gonna work well for my plans for this car. Probably had it a couple months, and originally I had some pretty major issues with it. I bought it from a small town police department in a neighboring city, and you know, it was a marked police car. Has seen some, you know, the typical wear and tear that these cars receive, but I was able to get all of the maintenance records and everything on the car as well, and you know, it was well maintained. Some of the issues that I had with it are kind of common to these cars. At one point, it had a manifold coolant leak, which is one of the things that these Crown Vics are kind of common for. These modular 4.6 liter V8s, they have a plastic intake manifold, and the coolant over time they can kind of, I guess, distort or warp or something, and the coolant will leak. And based on the design of the heads, the coolant will find its way down in the spark plug wells, and it will pool there, and over time it will kind of turn into this, with the heat, I guess, and evaporation, turn into this kind of dark oily like material, and it was causing the plugs to short out in 3 of the cylinders on the left bank, and it was running terrible when I first drove it home. I wasn't able to drive the car before I bought it, as I bought it through an online government surplus auction. I could hear it run, and I knew it was running bad, but I didn't realize how bad it was running until I drove it home. So that was one issue. It didn't take a lot to get that sorted through. Just had to identify that and get that corrected. Put all new plugs in it, and you know, got all that out. And the manifold had been replaced at some point as well. I don't see any leaks. I don't have any leaks currently. I've been keeping a close eye on that, and it seems to be good. But the other big issue that I had was I had a starting issue, or actually, a stalling issue, in that the car would just randomly stall. Didn't matter if you were just kind of idling or kind of running at a slower speed down the road, it would just cut out and quit. And obviously a little bit scary. A few times it kind of left me in a little bit of a precarious situation on the road. And so it took me a while to get that sorted out. And Had a lot of help with some individuals off the crownvic.net forum. Very good resource for these cars. A lot of knowledgeable people on that site. So that really helped out a lot. Ultimately, it ended up being a bad PCM, which is not something that I understand goes wrong in these vehicles, or any cars for that matter, very commonly. But that was the issue. Apparently, it was overheating or had a short in it or something. But make a long story short, I found a similar PCM, same numerical code, out of a 2006 police interceptor from a local salvage yard. Picked that up, put it in, plugged it in, and it hasn't faltered since. So that solved my issue there. So since that time, I've been driving the car quite a bit, quite regularly, putting some miles on it. Actually drove it up to Kentucky a few weeks ago, and it never missed a lick. The car is just really, really solid. Transmission shifts really well. Everything's working great. If I keep driving it very long, it's going to be very hard for me to tear this car apart and cut it up. It's kind of interesting that typically when we part cars out, it's because they stop running or we got major problems with it. Not having major problems with the car, getting it fixed and it's running well, and then part it out. So call me crazy. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but I'm going to stick to the original plan in disassembling this thing and doing the frame swap. So anyway, just really, really pleased with the car. Couldn't be happier with it. It's just does a great job, runs really well, and pretty excited to get things started. So I guess that's pretty much that. So stay tuned. It's going to be pretty soon. The weather's starting to cool down here in Alabama. It's getting really nice now, and I'm just about to get to the point where I'm going to start tearing this car down, and I've got the cab already off the truck, as you saw in some previous episodes. I'm ready to kind of get some of that floor cut out of the cab, get everything torn down here. My plan is to keep the firewall, and that's going to be about it. Firewall down into the floor pans, and use as much of the floor pans as I can. Graft that into the cab. But as far as the dash and everything, I want to have that, basically period correct in the F100. So it's going to take a little bit of work to kind of get that sorted through. The wiring is a little bit daunting, and kind of getting everything kind of cut out that I don't need, and removed that I don't need from the Crown Vic. But there's some other good resources out there that has done that, and I'm pretty confident I can get that done. It sounds like that's something that some other builders have been a little bit intimidated by, but from what I understand, kind of once you get into it, you take your time, you're methodical about it, make sure you know where all your grounds and everything are, you maintain all that, and then it'll work just fine. But then kind of grafting the truck electronics, which there's not much to, but into the car electronics, and getting everything to work together, that'll just come a little bit at a time. So we'll get that, get all that sorted through. As far as the car goes, I'm going to try to salvage as many usable parts out of it as I can, and either give them away or sell them on Craigslist. If I can make a little money off some of the parts and use that toward the build, that's always a good thing. but you know, we'll kind of see how that goes. There's a lot of these cars out there, certainly, and I guess I don't know what the demand for, you know, interior parts and things of that nature are for these cars. But anyway, we'll see. I'll have a few body panels, the doors and hood, deck lid, you know, those kind of things that I can, you know, see if anybody's looking for those. If not, I'll take them to the scrap yard. I got a local recycling yard here that I'm sure would be happy to take those things. May be able to get enough out of that to buy a cup of coffee and a couple donuts, maybe something like that. So anyway, I've really enjoyed driving this car. Like I said, good solid car, and it really gets me excited about you know, getting the truck on this frame and getting to the point where I can experience the drivability of this car, you know, in the old truck. I mean, that's going to be kind of a special day when I back that thing out of the driveway. You know, really looking forward to it. You know, these builds are, from what I gather, you know, kind of mentally challenging and can be tiring. I'm sure I'm going to get to points along the build that I'm really going to wonder what in the hell I was thinking. But it's those moments that you're going to have to just kind of push through and see the results of others and really appreciate what they've been able to achieve, and just kind of know that, you know, I can do it as well. I can make this thing happen. So hopefully videoing this, putting this out on YouTube will kind of help keep me motivated as well as I'm progressing through this. And the other thing that I didn't realize is just how much time it takes to make and edit these videos and put these videos together and put them out there. You know, some of the YouTubers, like Matt in particular, that's done this. I mean, those videos are really engaging, very entertaining. I mean, you can tell he puts a lot of time into that, and I just never realized how much time it took to do that. But anyway, so I hope y'all are enjoying it anyway. I find it a little bit entertaining and not a complete bore to sit and watch for, you know, 10 or 12 minutes me drone on about things. But there it is. So I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate any of the comments, whatever. It really means a lot that y'all are interested in this enough to watch it and tune in. And so there you go. That's the end of the Crown Vic episode, the introduction of the car, and you'll probably be seeing a lot of it, probably in little pieces, coming up soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Add comments if you like. We'll see you next time.